Welcome to Hounds Town Television. I'm your host, Mike Gould, and I'm affectionately known as the mayor of Hounds Town USA, home to the happiest dogs on earth. And for those of you who don't know what Hounds Town USA is, it's a full-service pet care business throughout Long Island. We're expanding this year into Jersey. We're opening our first location in Jersey. And with me today, joining me today to describe better than I can, I just own the place, describe better, are my lovely co-host, Canito, only kidding, Jackie Bondanza, and we're joined today by a very special guest, the very lovely Marianne Carrano, who has a real history with our company, with Hounds Town USA, and she's going to talk a little bit about how we've evolved from a single place in Port Jeff to where we've now, in 2018, cared for over 700,000 dogs. We have 7 locations on Long Island, and in 2018, as I said, we'll be opening up in Nashville, Tennessee, and South Jersey, Jersey Shore. And better describe what we do and how we do it is, of course, I'll introduce Jackie. So tell everybody, what is Hounds Town? Why are we so successful at what we do?
Well, I think because, Hounds Town is fully interactive, and I think that's really what sets us apart from a lot of these other, pet care facilities, some more corporate facilities. When dogs come to one of our 7 locations, they play in groups that simulate natural packs from the moment they come in until the moment they leave. The only time the dogs are separated is during nap time, or if the parents request, that they'll be separated for any reason, take a break during the day. So I've been doing this now for about 5 years, but Marianne is really the OG of Hounds Town, as I like to call her.
The old grandma?
I was going to say that I'm old.
What is old G?
Gangster.
Right.
Get with the lingo.
All right. No, but truly Marianne is. So anyway, so welcome to the show, Marianne, and it is, of course, delightful to have you. And your background is, you are the OG. So you started out as an operations manager or over in Ronkonkoma at our corporate facility. Then you had an epiphany.
Yes, I was turning 40.
Wow.
I figured it was time to do something.
And what was that you decided to do? Get drunk? Go out and get drunk, and then after you did that,
I bought one of your businesses.
Right. So you're located where?
509-1 North Bicycle Path in Port Jeff Station.
In the lovely Port Jeff Station, and you service a large community out there.
Yeah.
I mean, your area, your territory goes as far out as Riverhead and as far west as Smithtown. So what were the highlights? Obviously nothing is perfect, right? So anybody to say buying a business, it's not always pleasant, and there's ups and downs. So what are the biggest challenges? You're the sole owner, right? Yeah. You don't have a partner.
No.
So what are the exciting parts of it, and what's the negative parts?
Well, I would start with the negative first, because I don't think they're necessarily negative. It's just when I worked for you, I had someone to escalate things to. Like if something had gotten completely beyond where I was going to be able to handle it, I was able to dump it on you. Now I have no.
You have nobody to dump it on.
Yeah, it's me. Yeah,
right.
Which is a lot of responsibility when you're taking care of people's pets. Right. Plus, now the way that I've structured it, the majority of my employees, this is their only job. They live off of it, which is a little nerve-wracking to be completely responsible for somebody's livelihood.
Right. There's a big responsibility.
And, you got to take a lot into account. Pretty much every dime that you spend and anything that, you're trying to do, you got to remember that, there's going to be 10 people counting on you.
Right, and your decisions are going to affect other people's, and your success or failure will affect them.
Exactly.
So, but I would assume for me, and I think Jackie would say the same, it is rewarding when you are successful. And you,
oh, absolutely. And it's very gratifying to know that I'm helping these people live.
Right. Not for you. And,
right.
And you do. I know personally. I know. Who has
is
gas
it not
here?
interesting to you?
Wow. Blame the dog. Blame the dog.
Look at him.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about right now.
Oh, I smell flatulence. Okay, never mind. So let's go back.
And if you could not point it at me, that would be super.
He's like a skunk. All right, we got.
Anywho,
I think that, especially I agree with you. It seems like a big responsibility to be to be responsible for other people's employment, and our staff is almost completely, they're fully employed by us, and this is their job, and they see a future with us, so they've invested their lives essentially in working at Hounds Town, and we have so many exciting things happening now, and they know that, and I think that they've sort of invested themselves in
Absolutely.
kind of like being a part of Hounds Town.
But I have always said that, this is, even back when I was working for Mike, it's kind of like a cult. Either you're really, really, really like it, or you don't. People go out for coffee and never come back.
Well, it's funny you say that, because the dog world in general is kind of like a cult, right? I mean, dog people, for better or worse, they real. Oh, we got a hand to the thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Dog people, it's an emotional business, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And the fact that we're not selling ice cream cones, we're really, as you said, we're taking care of people's family members.
Yeah.
So it comes with a great burden. But I think, personally, the secret of your success, as you quite correctly said, is your staff. Your staff is amazing,
God, yeah.
and you couldn't do it without them, nor could we. So the selection of your staff and treating them well, financially,
yes.
And support them. I know you've been to their weddings, and
sure.
they're like family to you.
Oh, yeah.
So that's an important key. And so now in the dog world, you've been doing, how long has it been now since you've been involved in this? You don't want to say, I know, because you already said.
I was 20.
Right.
13 years. Right. It was 13 years in January.
Right, so things change, and I know our business model for our locations are all doing very well. We haven't taken any kind of setbacks. We had a hurricane, knock on wood, of course. We've had hurricanes, we've had gas shortages, we've had the collapse of the housing market.
I was going to say the recession, I thought, was really,
Gonna
what was that,
do us in.
2008?
Yeah.
But even then, it really didn't.
We never skipped a beat.
No.
So the pet care industry is remarkable. What do you say? It's $60 billion a year, and it doesn't seem to be. And I think we're protected by we're not technological, right? So we're not going to be replaced by.
Yeah, that's true.
I hope robotic dogs, or it's a real hands-on. It's technology proof, and it's recession proof to some degree, because people do want people to take care of their dog. Now, what do you think is kind of, so there are competitors, right? There's corporate competitors, there's PetSmart, there's Camp Bow Wows, there's all other types of competitors. What separates you from them? What do you think that is? Why do they come to you and not go to PetSmart?
Well, I think what happens more often is they go someplace else and then come to me, because we do have a reputation of knowing. Is he going to take off?
No, Canito quit.
He's going to start driving.
He's calling his agent. He wants some more dog biscuits. All right, but
I think it's the fact that I know what I'm doing, and my staff has been trained to know what they're doing. They study dogs, and they've been working with dogs. And like I said, most of my staff are in it for the long haul.
Right.
I am not switching employees out, through a revolving door. Most of the time, if somebody leaves, it's because, they're going to be a zookeeper or, something.
Right. Staying in the animal world and just moving.
But just bigger than working with dogs.
Right. And I think one of the interesting part, personally, about franchising is this is your business, but you do have the support of others and a network of people, but it's personal. And you told when you were on our radio show, you told a funny story about PetSmart. And I'll say that you're...
Oh, yeah, my vicious chihuahua.
Right. So what I always say, if somebody has a problem with their dog, they're going to get a call from the owner of the business at some point, maybe not immediately, but somebody's going to get back to you. If you call the CEO of PetSmart, he's out on a catamaran in Hawaii somewhere, you're not going to hear from him. So there's not that real personal connection. And as I said, your business is literally down the block from a corporate pet care location. Tell the story, though, because I really got a kick out of that, where you had a customer. Tell the story.
Well, she cheated on me.
She
what
cheated
she
on
did.
You, right.
Because the way that PetSmart is structured is you pay to play. So you board for one price, and then you could pay by the hour for daycare. So she didn't want to do the daycare because the dog was older. Little tiny thing, little Chihuahua mix. And she calls in a panic because they cannot get this dog out of the crate.
At PetSmart.
At PetSmart.
Yeah. And it's a 10-pound dog or 5-pound dog.
And are you sure you're talking about the right dog? You sure? And she's like, I swear he's been there. I'm okay. They said at PetSmart they offered bite gloves to get this thing out of the crate.
That is crazy.
There's pigeons bigger than he is. I'm like, I'm not getting a bite glove. I'm leaving.
Right.
So she called you
Yes.
to go pick up her dog who was boarding at PetSmart.
PetSmart called her and said their dog is vicious.
Wow.
He cannot be handled. He can't be managed. They can't do a single thing with him.
So I think that speaks a lot to what we do at Hounds Town. That that a customer can call you. You're the owner of the business, whether that's good or bad.
True.
I mean, that the buck does stop with
Right.
you, and you feel personally responsible. You went and saved this woman from having to come home early from vacation,
Oh, yeah.
and you were able to accommodate the dog at Hounds Town.
Right.
Sure.
But what's more remarkable to me, two things. Number one is, as Marianne said, you need an accountant to figure out your bill. By the time you you pay for a belly rub, a bottle of water.
Some of these places are
so you
over the
literally
top.
need an accountant. So it sounds good going in. So we like to say that we're pretty much one price. Of course, there's a few upcharges for a little additional services that you want, but fundamentally, you come for a full day of daycare. And the dogs, what I say, they are allowed to be dogs. They hump, jump, and dump, and they come and they have a blast.
Yeah.
And that's what we pay for. But the second part is the incompetency. You said that your success is your knowledge of animals and dogs. So if they can't get a 10-pound chihuahua out of a crate, I mean, this is absurdity. So we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. We're
Sure.
going to do a couple of commercials, and then we're going to pick up. Where are we going to pick up? What are you going to talk about after the break?
Well, we'll continue on. I want to ask Marianne about what they do at Hounds Town Port Jefferson to give back to the community, because we do work a lot with shelters and rescues. So I think you can
All
let
right,
us know.
stay
what your
tuned,
plans are.
everybody. We'll be back right after the commercials. Thank you.
Hi, Mike Gould here, Mayor of Hounds Town USA, home to the happiest dogs on earth. We have fully interactive doggy daycare, safe and secure overnight camping, professional grooming, expert training for your dog. Come.
Don't leave your pet home alone. Have a happy and well-exercised dog with a visit to Hounds Town USA. Visit us online at houndstownusa.com for a location near you.
Call today, tell them the mayor sent you, get a free trial day.
Welcome back, everybody, to Hounds Town Television. I'm your host, Mike Gould, and I'm joined here by the very lovely Marianne Carrano and the beautiful Jackie Bondanza. As you can see, we lost one of our co-hosts, ran out for a couple of dog biscuits, so I think he resigned on us. So Hounds Town USA is home to the happiest dogs on earth, and what does that mean? That means we have fully interactive pet care facilities throughout Long Island, New Jersey, and Nashville, and the Tennessee area. What does fully interactive means? It means we allow dogs to be dogs. So most humans just don't understand the animal brain. We at Hounds Town understand the dog brain and what their needs are. So they come to our facilities. We open early in the morning and stay open well into the evening. And dogs get dropped off in the morning. They play, they hump, jump, and dump. That's how I describe it. There's no judgment. There's no yelling. There's no screaming. They're just allowed to be dogs and express themselves in a real pack environment. And we do that very safely. Since our inception, we've cared for over 700,000 dogs, which I think is a pretty impressive number. And that's to the good work of our franchisees who operate these facilities and have how many thousands of dogs a year do we take in? 25, 30,000?
I would say at least 25.
Yeah.
25,000 dogs coming and
That's a lot
going.
of dog poop,
That's a
so.
lot of dog poop. What dog poop does is golden, right?
Right.
So our locations on Long Island are Ronkonkoma, Port Jeff, the premier location, Port Jefferson Station. So if you live in that area, work at Stony Brook University, you're working 12 hours a day, you're stuck on the Long Island Railroad, your poor dog is holding his bladder, is ready to explode at home. Take your dog to Hounds Town Port Jeff and let the dog be a dog. Then you come home, have your martini, and everybody's balanced. Port Jeff, Ronkonkoma, Island Park, for those of you in Long Beach, your school teachers, you're heading into the city, beautiful, Alabama Avenue, drop your dog off. Deer Park, Comac Road.
Yep, Comac Road.
We're opening in Mineola. So if you work in that little Garden City area, the Winthrop Hospital, the courts, we're going to have a beautiful facility right in the center of Garden City.
And don't forget about Farmingdale on Rome Street.
How can I forget Farmingdale? Rome Street, right off the Southern State Parkway, Rome Street in Farmingdale. So if you're in Massapequa, or you're coming or going anywhere along the Southern State Parkway, drop your dog off. There's a no-cost temperament. It doesn't cost you anything. Go on our website, houndstownusa.com. Look at our Facebook page. You're going to see videos of full transparency, meaning there's no smoke and mirrors. You pay a fee. Your dog, after its temperament test, it's no-cost temperament test, your dog comes and plays when it works for you. And you can see us, as I said, houndstownusa.com. Watch our YouTube video page because you'll see. And look at the responses of our customers. I think it's very amazing, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the employees, our employees, but more importantly, our franchisees who have really picked up the ball for Hounds Town USA, so to speak, and have run with it. So welcome back. Jackie, where are we going now?
Well, I think we should talk a little bit to Marianne about her specific location. She was the first Hounds Town franchisee. You bought Hounds Town Port Jefferson in 2012, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's been 7 years now. So what do you think over the course of this 7 years? Like, what has been your most rewarding experience owning your own business?
There's a lot of freedom to it. Like, I'm sitting here.
Right.
I don't have to
and
be
not picking up the dog poop.
Right. I don't have to be picking up dog poop anymore. You know, that honestly, that's the biggest thing. Obviously, the money helps. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's nice to be in business for yourself because I think every effort you make the return on your investment is right back to you. So it's the effort is rewarded with financial, stability and the financial benefits to owning your own business.
Absolutely.
And the pet care business, it's a pretty straightforward kind of investment. You don't need a lot.
I think ours are.
Oh, this particular.
Because like what we were talking about before with this laundry list of things that you could possibly pay for. I think a lot of people make it way more complicated than it has to be.
No, I completely agree.
So.
Right, exactly. So. Completely agree. Dogs are like children. You just give them an opportunity to play and they'll play. It doesn't matter. By the way, one of the most compelling things I think is important, we don't breed discriminate, which I find I'm so proud of because when we say we don't breed discriminate, right away people think of the deadly pit bull, which probably in any one of our facilities, there's probably
there's at least 20 of them there right now.
Right.
And don't you find that like they're the most docile? I mean, ironically, not all of them, but ironically, in our place in Ronkonkoma, I think the only dogs that have ever given us problems have been like labs and golden retrievers.
Right, the only dog I ever got bit by was a golden retriever.
And I got bitten by that lab right in the rear end.
Right, so this fallacy, and it's insulting, it's rude. What if you're the owner of a German Shepherd? Guess what, folks? A German Shepherd by insurance companies, and they're considered a bully breed. Dobermans, German Shepherds. Rin Tin Tin is a bully breed, a dangerous dog. This is ludicrous. And if you bring these dogs, those certain categories, just think of it. It's like saying you got an Irish kid, you can't bring him into our restaurant. It's an absurdity, and it aggravates me. And the point of the matter is, though, folks like Marianne and all of our other franchisees recognize that. And it's of course good for our business because there's a whole lot of folks out there that are loving their pit bulls, their German Shepherds, their Dobermans, Rottweilers, and where are they? They're playing right now. Today, this moment, we probably have 100 dogs in our facilities playing right now, safely. Right. So that's I'm quite proud of. Then you were talking about our charitable work or our philanthropic.
Right. So Marianne, you helped found Hounds Town Charities back in I think 2011 or 2010.
Yeah, I think it was 2010.
So, and now one of a really important element in all of our Hounds Town locations and with our Hounds Town brand is our charity, our philanthropic efforts. So every franchise, every location is encouraged to connect and create a partnership with a local shelter or a local rescue in their community to offer discounted boarding, daycare services to dogs that may be in foster or maybe in need in any other way. So what are some of the things that you've done at Hounds Town Port Jeff?
Well, I work very closely with Last Chance.
Last Chance Animal Rescue.
Yeah, we do a lot of boarding and a lot of socialization work with their dogs. And then I just started working with a New York City Shiba Rescue.
Ooh.
They're and they're sassy.
Like you. So that explains. I understand the connection
The
there.
founder texted me yesterday. She said tequila's coming tomorrow. I'm like, all right, well, it's usually Taco Tuesday, but I mean, I could work out a margarita for Wednesday.
Yeah.
And she's
You
like,
never
this is
turned down a tequila for
Right?
a Monday, so.
She's like, oh yeah, this is why you like Shibas. I'm like, wow, you said tequila.
So this dog Tequila's coming into your facility, and what do you offer the dog?
Usually, initially, just a place to kind of decompress. It's the same thing with the Last Chance dogs. Like everybody's foster based, but this dog in particular, Tequila, was dumped at Hempstead.
Wow.
Right.
So somebody, there's a law in Suffolk now too. I think they got to be fostered for 10 days or something when they come out of a shelter. So then now she's going to come to me. She's 12 and a half. I don't know, she might not really want to do anything but sit around.
Right.
Just
I
being
think it's
there
a
is
nice-
nice.
Yeah.
Being around people and animals.
Yeah, they get to see what's going on.
And I can't help to think that's rewarding, right? So now you obviously the financial reward of owning a business, and it's a pretty profitable. We have pretty good profit margins because, as I said, the pet care industry is financially robust right now.
Well, you got to remember, I bought my location. I was single, and I think, how old was Paulie? 10?
Right.
I mean, he was young. I wouldn't have taken a financial risk if I didn't think it was going to work out.
Right.
I was not coming from having a cushion.
Right.
That was it.
And you kind of came from a corporate world. So one of the things I tell our listeners, if you're stuck on the Long Island Railroad, you're traveling 4 hours a day into the city, and you get to work, your boss yells at you because you're late because the Long Island Railroad, you can take charge of your own destiny. And we have examples. Marianne is a perfect example. And it is a risk. It is a challenge. And you do have to kind of take that leap. And she did it. It's never done with 100% certainty.
Oh, no, I was pretty certain.
You were certain, right? But your financial future, well, that's even better.
Well, I think that speaks volumes to the brand, and obviously you had the advantage of actually working for Hounds Town before you did that, so you kind of it felt more comfortable than maybe somebody else coming into the system. But I think that it's paid off for you. I mean, your business increases every year. You're always welcoming new dogs and customers. So I think it's also a testament to the fact that your business should keep growing. There's no reason really for a business to slow down, even if you've been in business for 10 years.
It's very fluid because dogs get older, people add second dogs, or they move, and then you get other people, and
it's always it changes.
Dog ownership is certainly not going down. There was this whole article in the Wall Street Journal about how millennials aren't having children; they're having dogs.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, financially,
and
I
I
don't
can
know
see
if people
that.
can afford to have, particularly on Long Island, places like Long Island, where you can't afford to have children, but you want some kind of something to love and care for, and a dog is the natural fit. Now, on the other side to that, you're working 2 jobs or 12 hours a day. You need a place. So we like to think that we make dog care, pet care possible for those people who can't. And we have example after example. We're running out of time. It went way fast. If you want any information, bring your dog to Hounds Town Port Jeff. If you live up on the North Shore, just check it out. There's no big commitment. You try it. HoundsTownUSA.com. If you're interested in getting get out of your miserable existence, if you're on the, as I said, in New York City right now, and you're getting yelled at by your boss, take some of the money out of your 401k. I know it's up, and take a look at HoundsTownFranchise.com. HoundsTownFranchise.com. 855-DOWN-BOY if you want to talk to me, because I don't go online. So 855-DOWN-BOY. Call Marianne. This is a family of people that love dogs and will care for your dogs in safety and happiness. And you can sleep well knowing you're doing the right thing for your pet. See you next week when we do. What are we doing next week? Who the hell knows? We don't know. We don't know, but see us next week. Thanks, folks. Bye-bye.